Hey everyone, welcome back to the No Niche. Every week we explore a brand new topic, and today we're looking at something almost everyone has experienced, that strange feeling called deja vu. You know the one. You walk into a room or hear a phrase and suddenly it feels like you've been there before, even though you know you haven't. It's eerie, fascinating, and surprisingly common. Scientists have been studying it for years, and what they've discovered is more interesting than most people realize. In this episode, we'll uncover what deja vu really is, why it happens, and what it tells us about our brains. Let's dive in. Deja vu is French for already seen. It's that strong feeling you've experienced something before, even though you know it's new. Most people get it occasionally, usually in familiar but slightly different situations. It typically lasts only a few seconds and feels very real. Scientists estimate that over 2/3 of people experience deja vu at some point in their lives, with young adults and people who travel a lot reporting it more often. It's not a hallucination or a sign of anything supernatural. It's actually your brain playing a clever but sometimes confusing trick. The most widely accepted scientific explanation is that deja vu happens when your brain mistakenly treats a new experience as a memory. One common theory is that there's a brief mismatch between the familiarity and recall parts of your memory system. Another idea is that it occurs when your brain processes information slightly out of sync. One part recognizes a scene before another part has fully processed it. Stress, fatigue, and certain medications can make it more likely. It's basically your brain's filing system having a momentary glitch. There are several other interesting theories too. Some researchers suggest it could be related to minor seizures in the temporal lobe of the brain. Others propose it's a memory error where your brain incorrectly tags a new experience as an old memory. A few even explore links to past life memories or parallel universes, though those are much harder to test scientifically. Most experts agree it's a normal brain function rather than something paranormal. The fact that it happens to so many healthy people makes it a fascinating window into how memory works. Deja vu is most common in people between 15 and 25 years old. Those who travel frequently, have good visual memories, or experience high levels of stress and fatigue report it more often. Interestingly, people with certain types of epilepsy also experience it more intensely. It tends to happen less as we get older. Lifestyle factors like lack of sleep and high anxiety can increase the frequency. This suggests that when our brain is tired or overworked, it's more likely to make these little memory mistakes. While you can't force deja vu on demand, certain situations make it more likely. Visiting new places that resemble somewhere you've been before, watching movies with similar scenes, or being in a state of mild fatigue can trigger it. Some people try reality checks during the day to become more aware of their surroundings, which might increase the chance of noticing deja vu. However, forcing it is difficult because it's largely an unconscious brain process. The best way to study it is simply to pay attention when it happens. Deja vu appears everywhere in pop culture. It's a favorite plot device in movies like The Matrix, Groundhog Day, and Inception. Songs, books, and TV shows often use it to create mystery or a sense of fate. This fascination shows how deeply the phenomenon resonates with us. Even though science has logical explanations, the feeling remains strangely magical. It continues to inspire storytellers because it taps into our curiosity about memory, time, and reality itself. For most people, occasional deja vu is completely normal and harmless. However, if it happens very frequently, lasts a long time, or comes with headaches, confusion, or other unusual symptoms, it's worth mentioning to a doctor. In rare cases, frequent deja vu can be linked to temporal lobe epilepsy or other neurological conditions. Most of the time, though, it's just your brain doing its normal, slightly quirky thing. Knowing when it's normal versus when to seek advice helps reduce unnecessary worry. Here are some fun facts. Deja vu has been reported in many cultures throughout history, with different explanations ranging from spiritual to scientific. Some studies suggest animals might experience similar memory phenomena. It's more common in people with vivid imaginations. Interestingly, you can sometimes trigger a mild version by showing someone a photo of a place they've never visited and then taking them there later. The brain is full of these little quirks that remind us how complex and amazing it really is. Scientists study deja vu using brain scans, surveys, and virtual reality experiments. Keeping a personal deja vu journal can help you notice patterns when it happens to you. Researchers use these reports to better understand memory formation. Virtual reality is particularly useful because it can create controlled situations likely to trigger the feeling. The more we learn about déjà vu, the more we understand how our incredibly complex brains create our sense of reality every single day. So that's the truth about déjà vu, a fascinating glitch in our brain's memory system rather than anything supernatural. It reminds us how amazingly complex our minds are and how much there still is to learn. Thanks for learning with me on the No Niche. If you enjoyed this episode, drop a like, subscribe, and tell me in the comments what topic you want next week. Also, check out my other channel, Neurodivergent for Noobs, link in the description. Stay curious, embrace those weird little brain moments, and I'll see you in the next episode.